Hello everybody, it's me again. Today I'm going to talk about music, film and television here in China from my perspective. But before that, I'm going to ask some people on the street what they listen to. Let's have a look. 现在听的什么音乐呢？
算了吧。
算了吧。哦 ，OK。那比较喜欢的还有没有什么，比如说国内的歌手呢？
我喜欢周杰伦吧。
周杰伦啊，OK。那有没有国外的歌手，比如说听的？
国外很少听。
很少啊。
周董的歌都挺喜欢听的
啊。周董的歌啊，周董的歌最喜欢哪一首？
搁浅吧。
哦，搁浅啊。大哥，你是喜欢听什么音乐呢？
我还是听传统音乐吧，因为我这个年纪。
哦。
那个有一句那个什么，我走过你走过的路。
我吹过你吹过的风，这算不算相拥？听闻远方有你。
听闻远方有你。
对，
这个是去年抖音比较流行的嘛。
啊，对。我想问一下，最近有没有喜欢听的音乐呢？
有啊，成都就很好听啊。
成都啊，
对呀。来，你唱两句，你唱两句。
我唱两句。和我在成都的街头走一走，直到所有的灯都熄灭了。
你身高有1.9米，有没有
？1.89米吧。
1.8米，也就是1.9米。
你好，都喜欢听啥子音乐呢？
我喜欢听hip hop 嘛，然后啥子音乐都听。Tommy Boy Don't Kill 多一点。哪个呢？
说 CDC 嘛。
CDC 说。
那是谁？那像比如说国外的，有没有喜欢的？
国外好像可能我是农民吧，可能和国外的。
不一定。
国外的很少听。但是听过，可能不知道歌手是哪个。
有听什么音乐啊？
最近在听单依纯的音乐。
单依纯，
你知道吗？对。
这是一个歌手是吗？
对，是一个比较年轻的小妹妹。
好，我听都没听说过这些，你听说过没有？
是个歌手，我听说过。
就是周杰伦的。
周杰伦啊？
对。
好嘛，那国外的呢
？Justin Bieber。
周杰伦吗？
周杰伦啊，OK。
周杰伦有邓紫棋嘛？
邓紫棋啊。
还有邓紫棋，还有的话，
薛之谦
可以算一个。
那国外的呢？有没有？
国外的，那个叫 Stay 是谁唱的呀
？Stay。Stay 就 I wanna stay if I told you that I never would。
对，就是那个。
就是那个。
还有的话，国外的超级火的那个。
Taylor Swift。
对。
周杰伦啊，还有没有？
薛之谦嘛。
薛之谦啊，OK。
最近薛之谦。
薛之谦啊，那国外的有没有？
国外的。
后街男孩是吧 ？Backstreet Boys。OK。好，这个 Taylor Swift 是吗？对。
最近其实听华语流行比较多，然后 R&B 很喜欢。
那有没有什么具体的歌手或是歌曲呢？
林俊杰我很喜欢。
林俊杰。
对。
好的。那国外的有没有喜欢呢？
国外的，没有特别就是哪一个歌手很喜欢。
就喜欢就是音乐嘛。
对，喜欢音乐对。
我最近喜欢一个藏族的一个歌手，叫诺布。
我喜欢查理普斯。
查理普斯。对。Charlie Puth 对吧？
对。喜欢音乐啊，然后林俊杰的歌算吗？
林俊杰的算啊。
圈圈圆圆圈圈，天天年年天天的我，深深看你的脸。
I also asked my fitness coach。
其实我比较喜欢港台的那些音乐，就是特别是80、90年代，什么张学友啊，到后期的陈奕迅这一块的音乐，因为我觉得他们的歌和现在的歌比，还是有很大的差别。因为你想，他们都是10几20年前的明星，但是他们的歌你现在听，依旧是让你长得很有感觉。包括李宗盛，对吧？国外的就不用说了嘛，流行听完杰克逊，对不对？这真的不用说。那个时候我小学的时候我就开始听他的歌，我觉得他的音乐节奏啊这些都非常 OK 的。然后包括我现在有时候我在训练的时候，我也会听一些他们的林肯公园，对吧？ 这些都是很经典的。还有5分钱乐队，加拿大的，对吧
？From what I've seen, for the 9 years that I've been in China, Chinese people listen mostly to love songs. Slow songs, touching, romantic, full of emotion. Some of the love songs sometimes have elements of rap. Especially in recent years, there are a lot of fans of hip-hop. But hip-hop culture in China is very much different from what we see in the West. Hip-hop has been there in China for quite some time, but it really became a thing after a TV show called The Rap of China. Apart from the show, there are a lot of hip-hop brands, something like rap teams, rapping mostly in the local dialect for local audience. There will be more about China rap real soon, so let's move on for now. Rock has always been present in China, but similarly to rap, it belongs to non-mainstream. Some of the bands are really nice to listen to, even if you are not a fan of rock. Chinese also love to listen to classical music. When I say I'm from Poland, they would associate it with Chopin most of the time. They also have world-class pianists like Lang Lang. There is also a big interest in Chinese-style music. It's characteristic for its unique instruments like pipa, Guzheng, ErHu, Dizi. A big part of contemporary Chinese music is Chinese-style music combined with all kinds of different styles like rap, electro, or rock. Next, I want to say a few words about what Chinese people listen to besides their own music. When it comes to Asia, they would listen to Korean, Japanese music, and sometimes Thai music too. In my opinion, South Korea is really good when it comes to music. Even my little cousin sister is a huge fan of K-pop. They have a good reputation in China when it comes to the level of professionalism. But South Koreans are not too welcome in Chinese media. The relationship between two countries is pretty tense. However, big K-pop stars are still welcome in China, as long as they conduct themselves and they don't have a bad history. Now, let's take things worldwide. I'm gonna play you some of the most popular English songs that are known all around China. How many of them do you know?
My heart will go on and on. Da, 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 da. It's the one and only Digo Double G. Snoop Dogg. So I say a little prayer and hope my dreams will take me there. Where are you now? Was it all in my fantasy? Billie Jean's like my love.
So it's these and many, many more. Songs familiar to most of us have also been viral in China. There is also plenty of cover songs, Chinese versions of Western songs. For example, in most cases, they would write the name of an original artist and pay the copyright fee. Copyrights are now more and more respected in China than they were in the past. It might be that you're gonna hear some of your country's songs in Chinese version, just like when I heard one of the Polish songs. There is only one thing that bothers me, which is the new trends. There is not too much space for development of the new types of music. I heard some really nice progressive songs that stay unknown. Instead, people sing in simple pop songs that are easy to sing. Maybe it's because singing is huge in China. There's karaoke at every corner. They go there like we go to the bar or a club. A group of friends take a room and they drink there, eat there, while singing songs on a pretty dope equipment. There's a lot to talk about KTVs. It's a fun place for people with money. I could tell you about all the fun things that you can do there, but I'll leave it to your imagination. This is one of the things that you have to come to China and experience yourself. Here's a tip. During the work days, especially in the daytime, KTVs have really good discounts. So it's very cheap comparing to weekends and holidays when KTVs are packed up with people. The atmosphere in the whole place would be very much different, but in the end, it's about having fun in your own room with your own friends, right? That's all for music for now. Let's talk about movies and television. Same as with music, Chinese audience can appreciate a good movie. They watch American movies, although they censor things like too much blood or naked scenes. You have to search hard to find uncensored versions, but they're out there. What's more, it's very rare that a popular Western movie is not available here in China. You just have to look out for it. China has several different platforms. So if a movie or a TV series is not on one, then it'll be on another. The biggest platforms to watch television in China are 爱奇艺、腾讯视频、优酷、芒果 TV, and Bilibili. If you want to check out ratings, you go to Doubar, which is like IMDb. Of course, we can't forget about public television, CCTV. Young people don't watch public TV as much, but it's still a crucial media in China. It's like a big boss. If you go on air in one of their programs, it means they acknowledge you. However, there are a lot of famous people who never appeared there, but it's still cool if they don't mention you. The worst thing that can happen to an artist in China is to get criticized by CCTV. If they say you're not cool, then you get no chance to appear in any other media in China. Sometimes forever, but sometimes there are cases of people recovering from the ban. Now let me give you a few examples of really good Chinese movies that you might have heard of. I'm not gonna mention Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan movies, as it's pretty obvious they are the most successful productions abroad, but I guess most people also watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Farewell My Concubine is also a classic. Now I want to say a few words about my personal favorite, directed by one of the most recognized directors in China, Zhang Yimou. He shot the movie called Hero. I watched it before coming to China on one of my Chinese classes and I just loved it. I was really surprised to know that a lot of Chinese people think that this movie actually sucks. I think now I know the reason why. One of the reasons I fell in love with the movie was the plot twist. But every Chinese person knows the history from that period, so they know for sure how it's gonna end. Besides, there are a lot of scenes like fighting or other elements of Chinese culture that might feel like a cliché for Chinese people. But for someone who just started getting to know the Chinese culture, it's just super cool. Another recommendation would be of a funny movie to watch with your family. Journey to the West, Conquering the Demons. It tells about a famous legendary tale and it was shot in many different versions. But this version was directed by Stephen Chow, who is a living legend. Movies that he played in are classics loved by everyone. You might want to check out movies like Kung Fu Hustle, Shaolin Soccer, From Beijing with Love, which is James Bond's parody. These and many more, most of them Hong Kong productions. Many years ago, Hong Kong was home to all best actors and singers. Here are some of the classics of that period. These are really good movies, and they are known by everybody in China, maybe except for the children. Music from those movies is also widely recognized. When it comes to TV series, we need to look at more recent works to find some good ones. Of course, there are some classics like Shanghai Tan or 水浒传, But new productions might be much more attractive to watch now. The best one these years is probably Guang Biao. Awesome plot and a lot of elements of Chinese gangsta culture. Then we have another big category called Palace series. Such works usually have some historical background or involve some celestial beings. I'm not a big fan, but I watched a few and I can recommend Eternal Love. Next, there are fantasy movies. Recently, there was a movie based on a legendary tale, Fengshen Bang. I strongly recommend this one. There is plenty of movies and TV series about this story, but the new one starring Chinese-American star Christian Rand Phillips is super dope. They just released the first part of it. It's not complete yet, but the rest of it is soon to come. Then we have war series, of which 99% is about fighting Japanese. The most representative works would be a very old movie, 地道战, Tunnel War, and a relatively new TV series, 亮剑, Drawing Sword. Nothing much to say here. Hate towards Japan is very, very deep in Chinese culture. There is a wide range of tomb raiding series and movies. I haven't watched too many of them, but I can recommend 龙岭迷苦, Candle in the Tomb, starring my favorite Chinese actress, Zhang Yuqi. As to horror movies, you're not gonna see too many of them in China, as ghosts and zombies are not allowed on screens these days. I asked for some recommendations, and they told me about the movie called The Wicked Ghost. It's a very old movie. There is one more category to talk about, which is animated movies. Here are some cartoons made in China that are known to everyone here. 葫芦兄弟, 黑猫警长, 神笔马良. There are a lot of new cartoons, but there are so many of them that I have no idea which ones are popular amongst children. I know a lot of kids are crazy about Paw Patrol and Ottoman, but they are not Chinese productions. I also found some cartoons with English dubbing on YouTube, like Journey to the West, Legends of the Monkey King. A lot of Chinese cartoons would refer to a Monkey King or哪吒, mythical Chinese heroes. That's pretty much for today, but it's only a peak of an iceberg when it comes to Chinese music, film and television. I'll give you more recommendations in my future videos. It'll be great if you let me know what kind of content do you expect more. So please write your suggestions in comments. I also highly appreciate the likes and subscribes, as they give the most motivation to create better videos. Thanks everyone, and see you next time. The history from